We are so close to getting on the gold. I can practically taste it. Breakup season is in full swing. The ice is melting and the rivers are raging. We have less than a week left to get the dredge ready to work. The name of the gold dredging game is to never miss a dive day. We have to be ready to go when the ice is out and the weather is calm. There are still a few key projects standing between us and the gold. We have to get our new commercial dive compressor operational, fix our sluice box, and hope that nothing goes wrong in the meantime. If we can bring it all together this week, we'll be able to get a diver underwater soon. And then the fun starts, because the gold comes on fast in Alaska's Bering Sea.
I love my job. I love my job. The power of positive thinking. Just say good.
Yeah.
Anytime something's a problem, good.
We listened to Jocko this morning, and he's got a thing just called good. And he's like, your arm falls off, good, you've got another one. Your little foot freezes, good, your other foot isn't frozen, and you know what it feels like to not have a frozen foot.
You break a leg, good, more time to read a book.
Dude, the boat's not even in the water and Dan can't help moving dirt.
Oh gosh, you're right.
Well, we're gonna pan out some of the sluice.
Well,
we're seeing gold in it.
We were getting rid of all this junk, and I was like, there's a piece. I give it to David. I'm like, no, there's another one. Okay.
I know.
Dumped it in a pan.
I did. I totally swept the sluice box yesterday and I threw it away. And I'm like, maybe I should be panning this.
Where did you throw it away?
In the trash can.
Okay, it'll be there next time.
Yeah, no problem. It's in a bag.
Well, what are we gonna do today?
The next big project on our list is the air compressor. If you've watched Bering Sea Gold before, you'll know that air compressor failures are one of the most dangerous and frequent incidents on diver dredges. See, 10 years ago, everyone needed something light and cheap, so they dove on little engine-driven compressors from Keen or Hucamax. Running 16 hours a day trying to support a diver at depth just pushes this type of equipment too hard. Of course, as dredges got bigger, more air and a more reliable air system is a major upgrade for diver safety. So we thought it was well worth the investment. It's like Christmas morning. It's a very expensive Christmas. This is why our baby is not gonna have Christmas this year. Right, this reason right here.
Italy, that's a plus.
I know.
Yeah, it's a fancy Italian leather box.
We trust them with our espresso machines. Why not life support systems?
I'm sure the Italians know more than just making pasta and drinking wine. Oh, this is the first time Dan's seen it.
It is. It looks very clean, and I feel sorry for it. So I'm like, I'm sorry, little buddy. You're about to get just whipped with salt water and... Oh, we got to reinforce this structure. This structure was just like a big elaborate box to hold a tank, but now its new purpose is to hold our new air compressor. But this thing's so heavy, it was making all of this was just wobbling. So anyway, these gussets in the corners are going to make this whole thing real strong. Bruh, do you see that weld? I mean, it's pretty much, for a gas-powered welder, like, that's legit.
Really quick, just wanted to give a special thanks to Lincoln Electric. I've been using Lincoln welders for 5 years, since I got my first Ranger. Gold mining is a business of metal and dirt. And while we're experts at digging around in the dirt, Lincoln's always had our back when it comes to metal, whether it's steel or aluminum.
All right, we're gonna take the first breaths from the new compressor. We're sitting at 150 PSI, which we could never get last year. Oh man, that is strong.
No, if I do this, I'm gonna feel like I'm diving for gold. It's like I'm breathing the nitrous, like count backwards from Z.
Z, 9, 8, X.
Nothing like that smell of baby shampoo.
While Alex and I were working on the deck, Dan and David fixed some major problems with the sluice box.
The problem that was at the foundation of this whole thing was that this box right here was just curved downward. So starting off with a curved box, everything from there up was a problem. Expanded metal was curved, everything else was curved, everything was nasty. So if you look underneath, you'll see what we did. We added all of these 1/4 inch aluminum frames all the way up, welding it from right on the bend and straight over. We took out as much as a 1/2 inch or more of curve by welding these in there. So now it's very flat, and then we welded these holes shut. With a flat bottom, now our expanded metal lays flat, and we're holding it down without bolts. We're holding it down with these boards.
So what we came up with was an actual cam. What a cam does is, on a pivoting point, there'll be a little bit of pressure And the cam actually gets bigger as you turn it, so it'll tighten it down. You can micro tune how tight you have this expanded metal down. This cam will not be removed. It doesn't have to remove. Once it's loose, it's kind of like free flowing up here and out of the way. We can basically remove everything without removing bolts. You'd undo a bolt back here and you just drop them in the ocean, and it was really frustrating. How many bolts did you guys lose last year?
Oh, so many.
This will just alleviate a lot of headache.
So now that we got all of our gold collection system figured out, the next layer on top is how to keep the boulders off of our riffles. And so we have to put this wire mesh over a whole layer, and the wire mesh has to be lifted up above the riffles so that water can spin around and collect the gold. So the problem we had before with our wire mesh was that it was attached to the riffles and it had to come out as one giant piece. So we thought if we separate them, it'll be light and easy to toss them out of the way when we're pulling the box apart. Now that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. It's a little squishy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what?
You wouldn't want to step in the middle of it.
Well, shoot, every time we get excited about gold, we jump in there and stand on it.
I mean, we can try and be disciplined about it. You know?
Just step in the middle.
Middle and the outside.
Gotta just roll with it. I mean, it's not a sidewalk. It's doing its job. All we gotta do is not break it.
I'm super excited about this box. I love these spiral wedges. I think this is freaking dope. They look like little shields, like our sluice box is going into battle.
The ice is gone from the outer harbor. It's gone on the inner harbor, and just now it cleared from the ramp. There's nothing holding us back.
Yeah, like literally an hour ago, there was ice here blocking us from launching, and now it's gone. We can put the boat in the water right now.
We need a few things before we hit the water. Lines on dollies, airplane tires, depth sounder.
We gotta relieve the steering lines.
Steering.
Probably add gas to the outboard thing.
Fuel. Okay, 6 things. We're now losing dredging time, officially, like right now. We could go out and set anchor and have a diver underwater tomorrow.
It's go time. Typical of our preseason, we crammed as many projects as possible into the short window of time we had before the ice went out. Any upgrade or repair that gives us even a few extra hours underwater will put thousands of dollars in our pockets over the course of the season. As a result, we always end up scrambling at the last minute to get the Eroica in the water. We could lose all of our gains if we miss even one day of diving. Now would be the worst time for something to go wrong. Which means, of course, that's what happens.
So we just found out one of the bleeder valves inside the steering ram, it's cross-threaded, and every time we try and shut the bleeder valve, it doesn't close, it just keeps bleeding hydraulic steering fluid, and so if the system's not sealed up, we can't turn, which means we can't put the dredge in the water.
Seems like a pretty big freaking deal right now. So it is cross-threaded, or the threads are all damaged.
Right.
So we run the risk if I tighten it, it could just completely destroy it.
This is my thinking on it. Last year we had a working, if ghetto, steering situation, right? Every once in a while you'd have to bleed the valve from the helm, but otherwise steering worked okay. And then it was rebuilt, and now it's not a working steering situation.
We can see what's broken.
What are you hoping to get from Mark? What information?
Well, I mean, I want to describe the problem and see if there's something we can do to fix it without having to buy a whole new steering rams.
Okay, but listen, my mentality is this. We have 2 things here that have been problems for 3 straight seasons. Every time we attach these things, it's ghetto fix after ghetto fix after ghetto fix. It's time to get the thing that works, okay? At least get it in the mail. And it's not that expensive. We're not talking about a $10,000 thing here. We're talking about $500 a ram or something.
I agree 2 weeks ago. I think that if there's a way to fix this, if there's a way to like replace a part and make it solid, then that's what we have to do.
Yeah, we do both things. We do ghetto fix right now, and we get the new ones in the mail.
You know what we could do? Clean this up and add JB Weld on it as is, just to hold this in. That works.
If we JB weld that,
Look at that.
that's like in, right?
There's no undoing it.
There's no undoing it.
But this valve is not necessary for function. This little piece here just makes it nice to get the air bubbles out. We can get ourselves dredging here. The JB Weld might work for a day or 2, and then if it breaks, we can try again. JB Weld to the rescue. Our entire season is holding by this. Over here, everything is going perfect.
See any oil?
We are good.
So good steering means.
Steering means that we're actually safe to go in the water.
I just got like tingles all over.
So if we can steer, what does that mean we can do?
Oh, we can make money.
If we can steer, we can find gold.
Yep.
Call your mom. Tell her to stop praying now.
Skip first, so that we got back up in the water in case something goes wrong.
Woohoo!
You see that floating blubber?
Oh, it's like a freaking walrus carcass. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, do you think that's edible?
Well, there's only one way to find out. We have a new grill.
The day's finally here. Our brand new pontoons are going to get their first taste of the Bering Sea. I don't know how this launch is going to go. Is this thing going to tip over or sink? What if we wildly miscalculated the water line? I just hope the outboards are low enough.
We need to put it in, and the water line is at the right level where the outboards are gonna work. If they're not, we're gonna have to pull it out and spend at least half a day. Or we tank.
How do you feel having your work floating, Dan?
I mean, my first sort child was good, but this is really something.
Outboards look good! Oh wait, not as good as I hoped, but not bad.
4 inches. So we're gonna tank down.
Since I bought the dredge in 2013, the stern has been way too low in the water. This year, we have a whole new set of challenges. Since we made the pontoons so much larger and added some length to the stern, it moved the center of gravity, and we actually ended up with the opposite problem than what I've always had, which is that the stern was higher in the water than the bow. To fix that and to make sure our outboards run properly, we decided to tank down. In our case, it means we're gonna fill the stern voids with water until we trim the dredge, where it sits level on the water. What does this mean?
This means it's dredging time.
Dredging time!
It means you can
Dollies up! Dollies up! So for those of you keeping score at home, it's cost us $150,000 just to get this far. And we have approximately 0 ounces of gold. Splashing the dredge is something to be proud of, for sure, but this is gold mining, not construction. We haven't accomplished anything yet, except for running up an exceptionally large bill. Historical for me, in fact. We're gonna have to make all that back and then some, if we want to call this season a success. But first things first.
Hey, we lost power.
That's right, we lost power within spitting distance of the boat ramp. Now we're just a lazy river boat floating on our expensive new pontoons. And that's just the beginning of our challenges. Next episode, we get on the gold finally, but not without a cost. Freezing regulators, hypothermia, and massive icebergs all stand between us and our goals. This is part 4 of a 40-part series about our summer mining season. It's our story about what it takes to find and recover gold in the Bering Sea. And this story has never been told like this before. You can find the episode list in the description of this video or the first comment. A couple videos should have popped up on your screen right now. You can click right here and watch the next episode, or go back to our first episode titled I Lost My Job on Bering Sea Gold. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. They come out every Saturday. And see you next time.